Good evening, all you beautiful people. It's 7:46 in my neck of the woods. Sun's setting back there behind me. I got home at 4:14 after a good day training. I did my first simulated exam, 150 questions to become an insurance agent, with no help from anyone else in 2.5 hours. I did it in an hour and a couple of minutes, and I got a 76, which, considering I don't know this information, I've never worked in this field before. I have a few contacts in this field, but besides that, I don't have any information, besides, trying to go through the Medicare system. And that was difficult, not going through it, but on the test. I mean, both, really. So, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. We got another 4 days of personalized training where our weaknesses are at. And I feel like next week I'll be ready for the test, and I'll become an insurance agent. Providing the background check goes through, which there's no reason why it shouldn't. I've got a pretty clean background. No felonies, no misdemeanors, just some warrants because I'm stupid and don't pay me tickets. Well, not stupid, I don't have any freaking money. Stupid registration tickets and one insurance ticket. So, actually no, just registration. Didn't have an insurance ticket. Have a claim against me for getting in an accident without insurance from USAA, threatening to take me registration and license away. So that's exciting. We'll see how that goes. Lawyers got their hands on it right now. Blowing up my phone, but I mean, I don't got any money. So that'll have to wait. So in recent news, oh yeah, I'm fasting. This is day 1 of my 21-day fast. The first week going to be mitigated with my adaptogenic coffee, my own personalized blend, some organic coffee that my wife loves, Aztec something in a brown bag at Walmart, or not at Walmart, Walmart, H-E-B, and about 16, 17 different herbs from my wife's herbal closet that we've bought over the years when we had a little bit extra money. All those mixed in so that I get the best bang for me buck. Plus some coconut oil and olive oil. No sweetener, not even stevia or monk fruit. I'm trying to get off the sweetener. I got licorice root in there, which is 30 times sweeter than sugar. So that seems sufficient. Even though quite a few of the herbs I put in there, like calamus root, are quite bitter. But that's alright. It's good for you. Fast went well. I didn't eat dinner tonight, despite the fact that it looked delicious. It was chicken and rice and cauliflower, and I did eat one roasted kale leaf that was covered in salt, and oh my goodness, that was delicious. So yummy. Couldn't believe it. I'm not normally a huge kale fan. I've eaten in my past a few times, my more recent past. I did not eat hardly any health foods at all when I was growing up. I hated them. I thought vegetables were disgusting, unless maybe it was a carrot dipped in massive amounts of ranch, And I've always liked avocado, but that seems more like a fruit than a vegetable. Either way, it's high fat and delicious. My favorite. I'm fixing to go freeze my body. Maybe I should actually have my hands in the water right now. That might be wise. I'll go do that. And I'll speak from over here, Raise my voice a little bit. Articulate my words a bit more. I created this big old chunk of ice. I mean, science created it. The transmutation of, I think that's the same bit, from the ice inside of the gallons of ice, they became on the outside of it because the water was cold enough to do that. I don't quite understand it, but it's pretty cool. I feel like if I do this enough, I'll start building a layer of ice, and I feel like come winter, I'll start getting a layer of ice in here. I'll have to break open every day. I won't spend any more money on ice. That'll be pretty cool. Not surprisingly, I'm still at 40 and a half degrees actually. Was that 4.5 degrees Celsius? That's so cold though. So that's 10, that's 5, no, 5 degrees Celsius. 5 degrees Celsius. So I've changed the name of my YouTube channel. It's now officially Presidential Diaries. I've talked with my wife, and I'm running for president in 2032. It's official. I'm on campaign. I wouldn't ever thought it. My GoFundMe is now for my presidential campaign. So if you go there, you'll be supporting me educational. Me education toward becoming a president, and also my campaign trail in, I guess it'd be 2029 and then 2031. Maybe 2028. If I work at old T-Tech and do well there, maybe I'll have the ability to travel America before I travel the world in 2030, because I'm going around the world in 2030. I intend to create the lifestyle that sustains me without having actually a passive income, many streams of passive income, so I can travel the world with me children, so I can introduce them and me to cultures throughout the world, learning to speak foreign languages, learning what those countries have most to offer, and educating ourselves in arts and cooking. I want to go to France, and I want to learn from a French chef how to cook the French way, because they do organ meats right, and organ meats are the best thing you can do for your body. Obviously, I can learn that via YouTube or books and many things like that, but it just sounds like an amazing experience to learn in France from a French chef how to cook like a Frenchman. And then also teach that to me children, because they'll be right there by my side learning. That seems amazing. I'll be right back. Also, it doesn't hurt my feeling if you fast forward the times when I'm in the ice. It's not like I talk much. It's mostly just breathing, because damn it hurts. It'll be interesting to see what happens with me body as I go through this fast. I gotta pee. I have to wonder if my penis was showing. I'm gonna have to go back and check. That wouldn't do. I may have to actually edit a video. Crazy person. So, I really, now that I'm actually on campaign trail, I'm okay with it being a little bit not perfect, but I need to make sure I have a plan for my talking points. Because I don't want to go down a whole bunch of rabbit trails, because it doesn't seem wise. I need to have a clear plan for what I'll be speaking towards, and then let myself go into a flow state inside of those clear plans. So I need to bring my journal out here, my daily journal, open it up in the mornings, and I guess, I'm going to do it twice a day in the evenings as well. So it's a lot of talking. to talk this much twice a day. I mean, I got a lot of thoughts, but it seems like I gotta really make sure they're articulated now, because now I'm stepping in front of a national audience saying, I want to be your president. And in 12 years, I want you to vote for me. But maybe it's me going from this person here, who is less defined and articulated and well laid out, and watching me progress to an individual who thinks at an incredibly high level and who has plans prepared far into the future for how he believes our nation should develop over time. And maybe that progression will be part of what draws people in and says, oh, that dude is worthy of office. Because, well, see, I went to this vaccine rally earlier this year, shortly after my concussion. And I listened to a man talk about what it means to be a politician. And I guess I hadn't given it a ton of thought, besides the fact that, most politicians are liars. But when he spoke, it was obvious that a politician is a servant, primarily. That's his primary duty is to serve the people. And really, politicians should be called servants of the people and not politicians. There's a very strong negative connotation there. But a servant of the people who doesn't join the government in order to gain anything, but instead joins the government to give back to the nation that has given so much for him or her. There's no other nation like this in the world. And it's only right then that when you're at a place where you've developed into a mature human being, that you step into a position of power without abusing it in order to bring other humans in your nation up to be strong, mature humans who are fully capable of living out lives that affect positive change for others, strengthening and growing communities so that we all together rise as a nation. And then our influence over this great nation will bleed out into the rest of the world. Because we will set examples of what it means to be good and right, and how to live properly. Now, it's going to take a crap ton of work to bring that vision not only to this nation, but to the world. But I believe very strongly in it. So I'm going to spend every day thinking about it, and meditating on it, and praying towards it, that God will clear a path to make it possible. Because in a nation where child sex trafficking is becoming normal, and child molesters are beginning to become accepted by mainstream media as something that's okay and normal, there's something viciously, disgustingly wrong with that. Our nation is twisted and broken and wrong. It's corrupted from the bottom up. And it needs to be stopped. And the sooner it's stopped, the better. And it's one of the main reasons why I've created this channel to begin with. And it's one of the main reasons I will speak towards this channel every day that I'm capable of. Because I pray that my voice will shine through as a light to those who are lost, bringing them out of the darkness so that they no longer perpetrate evil on the weak. I feel like I could have stayed in a bit longer than that. I have to wonder why my arms hurt the most, and it feels like it probably has something to do with the fact that on some days it feels like my muscles are so tightly bound up in here that they're, how would you describe it? How would you describe it? You might have to first understand how and why the muscle works, what it does in the body, and maybe a little bit about how the body works. It's very fascinating to me, and I do want to speak about health in this podcast. So maybe I should do, before I dunk my head, do a little bit of journaling, and then do some residential campaigning after my first head dunk. Maybe I should do 2 head dunks in a row and then do the presidential campaigning. I don't know. I want to be very clear of thought through that. So I have this issue where I keep getting tendons and ligaments mixed up. I need to get a good mnemonic in my head, so I don't anymore. I'm pretty sure the ligaments connect bones. Yeah, ligaments connect bones. Ligaments connect bone to bone. Bones provide a framework for your muscles to overlay. And then the tendon is the part of the muscle, because your muscle is bound with fascia, okay? And so let's take pec major. So pec major runs, got a bunch of dirt on me. Where the heck did that come from? Pardon that rabbit trail. So anyways, pec major runs here, comes out and connects right here. Connects through ribs 1 through 5. No. 2 through, I think it's 1 through 5. I think it's 1 through 5. And then this insertion point on here is like the crest of the greater tubercle, I think. And it's in the bone right here. So those fibers join up together, and then they spiral together, the connective tissue coming down and binding up into a cord that then attaches with a binding agent that is connective tissue as well, but I can't remember what's that called, what that is called at this present point in time. The cool thing about it is that if you're a healthy person, that is an incredibly strong attachment that with your own power you could not detach. Now, if you're not healthy, that changes things. But if you're a healthy man, you ain't strong enough to break it. That's pretty cool. We are a force of nature. God designed us in an amazing way. Now, in that, see, the muscle is supposed to be in a relaxed state whenever you're not using it, so that it feels soft. Okay? Completely, like you can sink your finger into it. I don't have, like my bicep is pretty soft. I can squeeze that pretty deep. But I've got, of course, when I do that, I feel a bunch of popping in there. Now all that little popping, as far as I can understand it, that those little fibers shouldn't be tight enough in a relaxed state to pop like little piano strings. I've got piano strings all across my neck, my levator scapula, infraspinatus has a bunch of, well, I say piano strings, they're much larger. Let's see, my, due to, a large series of back injuries, my spinalis processes, my spinalis, my iliocostals, I forget the other one. My rhomboids, let's see. Oh, all of my brachioradialis, these are the last muscles I learned, and they're out of my head already. I don't remember them, but like all of these right here, restrictingly tight. And so all of the tendon insertion points are like when you rub over them, you can feel them pop back and forth. Well, see, I've touched hands on people who have relaxed muscles, and when I feel their tendons, they don't pop. They're kind of hard to find even, but mine, they pop back and forth in a very noticeable manner. That's a sign of overtension. It's like the muscle has gone into a state of. So what it is, this is interesting. I find this very interesting. So when you get an accident or something that is damaging to your body in some way or another, it causes you it makes your body react, fight, flight, or fear. You go into sympathetic, and your body freezes in the position that the accident happened in. And when it does that, those muscles, they bind up incredibly tight in order to protect you from any further damage. And they might stay that way for years and decades if you don't treat it as quickly as possible. And well, you don't want that. You got to teach your muscles to relax again. And if you don't, like I said, decades is possible. Your entire life if you don't get it treated. And the world of nature, the animal kingdom, can teach us how to relax your muscles properly. Okay? So, you get into an accident. Let's say you get in a car wreck. And now you've jerked around and your muscles are all seized up. Because like, ah! That just made my neck hurt. I've been in a couple accidents. I got whiplash, and now my levator scap just like seized up on me. It didn't like that. That was weird. All right, shouldn't do that. Slow movements normally. That's better. Not fast. Especially if you got injury. If you don't have injury, you can do fast stuff. But if you got injury, man, just keep your shit slow. Sorry. I apologize. No more cussing. So, what you can do, if you watch, let's say you see a cat have a bad fall out of a tree or run into a door, or, well, the dog usually runs into a door, not a cat. What you'll see is they might fall over, and they'll get up, and they'll vigorously shake all over, right? Well, it's that shaking that says, hey muscles, everything's okay, calm down, let's relax. That's like the sign to shut down nervous system and release tension. It's pretty fascinating. Do it every time you get an injury, and you'll prevent that tension and chronic pain that might come from it. Also, it makes you feel good. It's a nice invigorating feeling. Great first thing to like roll out of bed and shake all over, right? So there's the health tip for the day. Shake your body. It's a lot of fun. Good for you. Especially after injury. And you can do it like if your kids get hurt, like they fall down or something, you can do it real gentle. Just grab their shoulders and you kind of wiggle a little bit and let your wiggling wiggle them. Do it on their shoulders, and then you can do it on their hip. And you just wiggle, and then you let their wiggling, you let your wiggling wiggle them. And you don't got to do a bunch, but it'll kind of, their hands will flop around, and they'll get a big old smile on their face. Kids love it. It's amazing. I'm going to do my head again because I just caused my levator scapula to react with tension. So that was not productive of me. I need a massage. I'm a massage therapist, and I need one desperately. But I found this place in, I didn't find it. Catherine. Well, that's her. She doesn't like Catherine, though. She prefers Katie. She prefers Katie. Therapy Central. She wants to work there. I'm going to go mentor there for a little bit. For first, I'm going to take my entire family there because my sons have injury and my wife has major pain and injury, and I want to get it all dealt with as soon as possible so they can live a pain-free life. Because I lived pain all my life since I was a small child, and, well, it's just not daggum comfortable. Oh, the fun part. Alright, here's where I stop talking quite as much and I get really cold. So there's something that I know I need to do, and I felt like I've been needing to do it for a while, but it's really starting to articulate. Two things. No, we'll just do. I need to do the one. Handwritten letters, just because it seems like that means more when you take the time, not just to handwrite it, but to take the time to make clear and even pretty writing, because you care about that letter enough to make sure the other person can read it. Not be confused because you're shitty handwriting. So, I want to take the time to write handwritten notes, letters, apologizing to everyone I've wronged, as far as I can remember, in my past. It seems like the right thing to do. Because in my ignorance, in my assholery and self-thinking, selfishness, I have wronged many people. So at this point, there won't be too much talking. I can respect your decision to fast forward. I'm growing the beard out as a reminder to myself that I'm fasting. When I'm done fasting, I'll shave it off. Interestingly, as of right now, there's no research, or at least no articles online, that delve into the idea of fasting combined with ice therapy, or cold therapy in general. I tried to research to see if this was a safe thing that I was doing. Being a high metabolizer, and then also combining ice therapy, which is high metabolism. I already have, it seems like, a large amount of brown adipose tissue. which are cellular powerhouses generating massive amounts of energy, that I'm so much to the point that I'm producing excess heat. It seems like I've actually melted the ice that was in here. My concern is, will I have enough fat on my body to last for 21 days? But the only way to know that is to do the thing. Can feel muscles. I can slowly release. Like I notice that muscle's under tension, and I can just feel it release. It's interesting. I'd love to use a float tank. A cooled, like, cold float tank. That'd be cool. I reckon if I get enough salt, I could create my own. Salt and a snorkel. Need a bigger trash can. Or at least maybe even a better way than using a trash can. Bentonite clay. Dig a hole and line it with bentonite clay. It's not a bad idea. Could do a big one too. Just need a good thick lid to insulate it. Be deep on the edges with seats in the middle. So you could float fully submerged or sit with your head above water. With steps built into the bentonite clay to climb out. I'm feeling the urge to pee, which means my bladder has fully relaxed. Starting to get mild shivers. If I do this too long, it'll send me into a mild shock where my body will either tell me to eat food or go to bed to recover energy. It is past sunset. I am the kind of person who's trying to go to bed early in order to wake up early. I have taken care of many things inside the house, washed a large sink full, sink and a half full of dishes, cleaned up after dinner, gave my love to my children when I first got home, praised them for work well done. I should have gone and jumped on the trampoline with them when they asked me to, but I reckon I wasn't feeling in the mood to wrestle, because that's what they wanted to do, was wrestle. I was laying with Elowen on my chest. I don't get to spend a ton of time with her. Maybe that's just an excuse, though, because I didn't want to go jump. I don't know. This is going to be really uncomfortable come winter. It's, probably 8:15, closing on 8:30, and it's 89 degrees outside. That's Texas for you. And, you know, any other hot-tempered place near the equator. We had the unfortunateness not to get much breeze here in the summer, though. My right toe is beginning to ache. And with cold therapy, there is the chance of frostbite. Maybe I should just move it to increase circulation. It's getting kind of numsy, though. I feel like just to stay safe, I should use that as an indicator of finishedness. So I'm going to go ahead and rise up. I notice that my legs here are more red than normal. This toe right here is where the aching is at. My goal here is to stretch out my hamstrings. I inherited incredibly tight hamstrings from my father, and they're part of the reason why I ruptured a disc in my lower back. Toesies are all red on my right foot. But not on my left. I'm not sure what that's about. And I raised the temperature of the water up to 9 degrees Celsius, a 4 degree Celsius raise. That's a lot. And obviously all the ice is melted. Ah. Samawata. Reckon I'll go ahead and call it finished. It was a pleasure bringing my campaign trail to the public. I hope, I pray, I know that that it will become what it needs to be, as long as I work hard and do my best. So I'm looking forward to the fruition. I'm looking forward to the fruition of me hard work. It'll be interesting to see how it grows and progresses and changes. Until then, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind blow cool across your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. And the rains, may they soak deeply into your fields. And until we meet again, I pray that God holds you in the palm of His hand. God bless you, my friends, wherever you might have need. If you're rising, may you create a great day. And if you're sleeping, may you heal well, so that your tomorrow is better than today. Be well, my friends.